This programme is sponsored by IG, official investment platform of England Cricket.
Sean, thanks for your time. 3 matches in, how would you evaluate the team performance so far?
Yeah, it's been 3 good performances so far. A little bit up and down, but we'll put under a fair bit of pressure that first game at Trent Bridge, and I thought we bounced back pretty hard that game and played some good cricket towards the back end of our bowling innings, especially. And then Hetty obviously played well, but the England lads played very well last game, and obviously hopefully the weather will clear up today because I think it's shaping up to be an interesting game 4.
And your own performances?
Yeah, I felt like I've bowled okay, but probably not put some good scores on the board and contributed the way I wanted to. I felt like, especially last game, there was some movement off the pitch and the back end of the power play and the few overs after, and obviously we saw once Brookie and Jaxie got settled, they felt like they barely got out of second gear. So it felt like it would have been nice to take a few more wickets up top and put that batting order under pressure, but credit to them, they played very well.
It's an incredibly tough team to get into at full strength. They've been on a blazing run in ODI cricket. I think it was 14 games unbeaten before the last game. From your own personal perspective then, is it just about trying to take every opportunity that comes your way? Yeah,
absolutely, and been given the opportunity to play or represent Australia over here against the old rival in England, so it doesn't come it's something you dream of growing up. Where you watch Australia play England, obviously playing for Australia is a great honour, but especially against England in any format. So one that I'm very proud to be doing. But as you said, it's a very hard team to get into, full of talent, and there's a lot of guys at home and that are playing well at home over the last couple of years, and a couple of guys that have unfortunately gone down with injury before this tour. So there's plenty of talent around. So very grateful to be standing here on the Lord's pitch today waiting to get a game in.
32 years of age now, and you play across formats, all formats of the game. What are the challenges for a fast bowler in doing that at the moment?
I think it's mainly managing your time, to be honest. Like, as you mentioned, our international team's quite a difficult one to get into, so I find myself coming over here and playing with Surrey, who have been very welcoming of me over the last couple of years, trying to perform well, and put my hand up, because I play a lot of white ball cricket back home, so I've not been able to play for New South Wales for the last couple of years, so it almost feels like I'm on loan to the Blues at times. So I think it's just managing your time, because you get out onto the pitch in white ball cricket, and until you have to start defending towards the back end of the innings, the skills are the same as you would have with the red ball. So I don't find the transfer of skills much different. It's just, I suppose, managing yourself, and with how much cricket that there is on offer around the world at the moment, just looking after the body and making sure you're fresh to represent your country when the opportunity comes.
You've had a very close association with English cricket last few years. 4 championship games for Surrey this year, a number of games in the Blast, the Birmingham Phoenix in the 100. We're fascinated, I think, by the perceptions that cricketers from overseas have of English cricket, particularly Australian cricketers. What do you make of the standard of English domestic cricket, first of all?
I think it's an extremely high standard. I obviously played last year, but couldn't wait to come back over and play this year, and put my hand up to hopefully get picked up for the 100 in the draft, and I was fortunate enough to do that. So I've got a huge respect for the way the English cricketers go about their business, especially from a bowling point of view, having to bowl at their batsmen. I think they play a bit of a different game to the way us Australians do, and I find that quite a healthy challenge to come over and play in the 100 in the Blast and in 4-day cricket as well. It's something that I really enjoy the challenge of doing, whether that's domestic or international level. But I'm pretty lucky that I get to play for Surrey, where we've obviously had, we're blessed with a lot of talented young quicks that we've seen the last couple of games at Lords, with Gus Atkinson doing really well. So I thoroughly enjoyed my time the last couple of years with Surrey, coming over and playing. And in the 100 as well. I think that's a very good competition to come over and play.
Although it adds challenges to the schedule and the structure. I mentioned the challenges of across formats for a fast bowler. If anything, the English calendar seems even more crammed than Australia's.
Yeah, hats off to everyone involved in the English domestic season. I think if I could have a fair few people back at home see what the players and the staff and the backroom staff go through to put together an English county season, I think their eyes would be very much open to how much work actually goes into it. So, but yeah, it feels like, it just feels like their season's been going on for 12 months almost rolled in from last year and kept going. And, they've still got half a game to go for the championship season and a couple of games to go against us. And then obviously the international boys are straight over to Pakistan. So the show keeps going on. But, it's incredible the amount of cricket that is played over here, and like I said, to such a high standard.
Final question. What's happened to New South Wales, by the way? Ricky Ponting saying they used to be the powerhouse, or have always been the powerhouse, but no longer.
Yeah, we had a lean couple of years there trying to find our feet. I was obviously heavily involved in that. And we certainly had the talent. We just couldn't string some wins together, and it wasn't through trying or the wrong sort of squad. I think we had a very talented squad, but just sort of trying to find our direction. I think we've done that we definitely have done that the last season or so with Moses and Greg Shippard as captain and coach. And no, we had a very good first game the other day, and I think the reports back home have we've had a very good off-season and pre-season, so we're very confident going into this season. So hopefully we can string together one of the better seasons we've had for the last few.
Thanks for your time. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Time, mate. Cheers.